do. It would be a little unkind to present this picture without just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good whatever direction time you are. Welcome to the Wyatt's Metal Podcast. Some people like to call it Wyatt Wednesdays, where everyone celebrates metal and bows down to me, as you should. But what's up, everybody? Good to be back. I knew it's been a little bit since I did one of these. I missed last week. I don't remember if I missed the week before. And there's a lot of news. There's lots of things to catch up on. If you're wondering why I wasn't here to report on all this stuff, I was kidnapped last week by a group of frat guys who were all wearing backwards red hats, and they all jumped out of a van and shouted at me, "Chocolate starfish!" And I was like, "What?" And then there was a hood over my face, couldn't see where I was, and when they took the bag off my face, in front of me was Corey Feldman. It was a traumatic week. I have a lot of PTSD, but I'm here. have no fear, the Savior returns. Just a little more broed out because, as some of you may have seen, I saw the heaviest, most brutal band ever in the world, Limp Bizkit. Yeah, I went to the Loserville tour. It was awesome. Good times. And if you want to hear my take on it, you can watch my video that I just uploaded. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing again here. But I recommend it. Seeing Limp Bizkit, getting in touch with your inner frat bro, reliving all of those keg stands you did back in college. Maybe even going over your arrest record, relive some really good memories. I also saw Powerwolf with Unleash the Archers. They were not part of the Limp Bizkit show. Those were two different shows, unfortunately. And that was fantastic. Yeah, had an eventful week. Lots of shit going on. Let's talk about some news, get to some comments here. Josh L., what is up, man? Always good to see you here. Hope today's news is Hell's Heroes and the return of Fire in the Mountains, and maybe some Bizkit, too. Well, we got one of the three and got the other ones, too. Yeah, definitely. Hell's Heroes, a growing festival in Texas, just announced their lineup. That is pretty sweet, I got to say. And Fire in the Mountains announced a interesting return that I did want to cover that I actually forgot about until I read your comment. So thank you for reminding me. Marketville, I think. I'm terrible with names. I will pronounce everyone's name wrong. We just lost St. Vitus and the Kingsland in New York City. Even though I haven't been in years, I'm so saddened. Yeah, St. Vitus, pretty legendary, well-known metal venue, just got shut down in New York. I never went there. I'd only heard a lot about it. I would go on Blabbermouth and be like, watch so-and-so doom metal band performing at St. Vitus. And that shut down because all of our cool shit disappears. I just drove down LA and drove by what used to be Amoeba Records, where everyone would go, where Lemmy would go all the time. Now it's just an empty building. It hasn't even been turned into anything. And we go to the Rainbow, and the statue of Lemmy is there, which is really cool. But I love going to the Rainbow Bar in Hollywood and visualizing all the ghosts of there, just like visualizing all the times that were had in the past that I was not alive for. It's still definitely a fun time. There was a show there just the other day that I didn't go to, but everyone else in LA did. The Rainbow Bar and Grill did a free show that was Warbringer, Accept, and KK Downing's Priest, which is pretty awesome. But it's not like the party days of the 70s and 80s you see in documentaries. Now let's fill our bongs, get a good IPA out of the fridge, and grab our vapes. The show is about to begin. God damn, you sound like you are going to Dark Insanity band practice. Let's pull up Hell's Heroes really quick for the first topic to get on. That's what everybody's talking about. Good to see everybody here. I click jump to the current comments to catch up. The first one I see is Josh L saying, I think Nate No Face is full of shit. He clearly has a face. You fucking idiot. Yeah, that was an experience to be had for sure. That was hilarious. Anyway, let's pull up the Hell's Heroes lineup. That'll be the first thing we get into. If I could spell heroes, that would be nice. Unfortunately, I am a death metal singer. Do they have an official website? Am I just looking in the really wrong place? I probably should have pulled this up before the start. That would have been a good idea. All right, sharing the screen. We got Hell's Heroes announced this just the other day. Complete lineup announcement. This is a festival in Houston, Texas that I've heard a lot about that I would love to check out. And I think this lineup is pretty sexy. The full lineup is now out, blah, blah, blah. Happening White Oak Music Hall, Houston, Texas, March 20th to 22nd. We got Saxon recreating their 1982 live album, The Eagle Has Landed. That's an interesting way of putting that. Abbott focusing on songs from Abbott Doom Occulta's time. Who calls him that? Just put Abbott. I didn't even know what the fuck you were talking about. I thought this was a different thing. He doesn't have a full name. It's just Abbott. Abbott's time with Abbott is playing Immortal songs. Cool, because they went through such a big lawsuit for Immortal to not do anything. The full lineup, because it won't take too long to get through, and it's quite good. It'd be nice if I could just see. Just show me the goddamn lineup, damn. Stop it. All right, we'll go back to. As you can tell, I'm a very well prepared and thought out person. I put a lot of preparation and work into these live streams. Lineup is Saxon, The Eagle Has Landed, Samael, Blood Ritual, and Ceremony of Opposites set. That is pretty cool. Abbott doing Immortal, Crimson Glory, Warlord, Calvera, doing the first three Sepultura album set. I mean, do they ever do any other Sepultura songs? A different Slayer, which is kind of funny. That might trick some people. Just put SA Slayer reunion, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, the Slayer's back doing those 3 shows," and I guess they're doing this one. They might get confused when you look at the lineup and see them kind of small on here. They're not even on this part. Damn, no love for other Slayer. Oh wait, they're right there. I'm dumb. Sadist, cool. Corner, cool. Exciter, Absu, featuring someone. Gamma Side with another reunion. DRI, that's cool. I've never seen DRI actually. Hyrax is awesome. Great fucking old school, legendary thrash band from this area actually. Caton, the singer, is around often at the metal spots here in Long Beach. Enforcer, Fifth Angel, a lot of old school thrash, classic metal sounding stuff. I feel like this festival does focus really heavily on more old school sounding stuff. Maybe some newer bands that sound like older stuff. Onslaught is an awesome thrash band. Primordial, making their way back through the States again. It's been a long time. I know they did Maryland Death Fest, and they just did like a show out here at Bloodbath. That's cool. Hell Ripper, Nasty Savage. That sounds like a weird 70s porn name. Goat Whore. All right, these are a lot of names. I want to read all these. Savage Master, Crip Sermon. I don't know. Raven, old school, awesome band. Shout out to Raven. Blood Ceremony, that's cool. John Christ, Jesus's brother that don't hear about often. Departure Chandelier. I don't know what that is. Sadistic Intent. Bewitcher is badass. Attacker, that's a very generic name. Solicitor, that sounds like you should call Chris Hansen. High Spirit, sounds like an IPA. Sibir, Haunt, I don't know who any of these bands are. If they're good, shout out to them. High Spirits, Sapphire, Haunt, Hittin. That's a weird name. Castle Rat, Chamber Mage, Night and Gallow, Night Cobra, The Night Eternal. I've heard of them. Hour of 13, Overdose. It's not a band, so I'm just going to overdose at the show. It's a guaranteed. And White Magician. I think it's a pretty good lineup. There's a good chunk on there. I don't know, I'm going to be honest, but there's a good chunk that I would be excited to see for sure. A lot of those top bands. Let me bring this back up. Pretty much everything you can see here. But what do you guys think of that lineup? I think it's pretty good. Saxon, I'm like, I respect them, but I don't really want to listen to them that often. You know what I mean? I'd be stoked for Abbott. That's sick. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up on comments here and see where we're at. Matt Griffin says, Wyatt, is it true that Corey Feldman's band t-shirts were really $70? I have no idea. I did not look at that merch whatsoever. I fucking hope not. I bought this shirt in the parking lot that has the whole tour lineup on it. Not that that means anything. Could have got just Limp Bizkit. $10. And I don't like to support illegal trades, but that's why I don't support Live Nation. Ha! Chippo says, saw Oxygen Destroyer and Nervosa last week. It was very fun. Sweet. I haven't seen Nervosa yet, actually. That'd be cool. Josh L says, I didn't even notice Hyrax. That bill is absolutely stacked. Yeah, for like old school underground fans, I think that is a banger lineup. I would be stoked to go to that one. And I really should. Am I doing anything in March? Probably not. Denim and leather. Denim and leather brought us all together. Kurt and DRI are always good. Yeah, I'm sure. All my friends way back when we were getting into metal and crossover shit would play DRI and drink underage behind the school. Just probably what people still do. Oh, damn. Alex says fucking Goat Whore had no idea they're still making music. Goat Whore's still killing it, man. They play often and they're awesome live. Always a good chance to see Goat Whore. I love that sound too. Just that old school black and roll, grimy as shit, break a beer bottle in someone's face music. It's awesome. Wait. Josh L., I can't tell if you're joking or not. Departure Chandelier has an album about Napoleon Bonaparte as a resurrected Antichrist figure. Do you want to know? I feel like you're fucking with me. If that's true, that would be awesome. I've not heard that band name until I read it, so I don't know anything about them. Oh, we're getting to this story. Don't worry about it. Insanity is a Virtue said, I was there for both the 0 and 100 on the Linkin Park clock. And considering I live in England, I sacrificed a lot of sleep for that shit. Yep, we are getting to the whole Linkin Park debacle. In fact, let me answer a couple more comments on this situation, then we'll jump over to that one. John Christ was the original guitarist for Danzig's solo band, for those who don't know. I did not know that, and my friend is probably going to be very angry at me now for not knowing that. That's cool. Speaking of that, if you know that fact about Danzig, this last week in between Limp Bizkit and Powerworlf, I went to visit what apparently was Danzig's old house where he lived in, like, where we saw the video where he's like big and shirtless with all the books behind him. He doesn't live there anymore. It's just an empty, abandoned house in LA, but it looked all like creepy, kind of Halloween looking. Anyway, yeah, that was a random story that just happened. I thought you guys would appreciate. The Mad Metalhead says, what's happening, Wyatt? First time catching your stream. What's up? Thanks for tuning in. October is going to rock for the wife and I. She picked Rata Blanca, and I picked Judas Priest. Hell yeah. Good choice. In October, I'm going to Aftershock in Sacramento, so I'm seeing Judas Priest and like totally everyone else who's playing. Lots of bands. Main appealing one is in the same day as Anthrax, Judas Priest, and Iron Maiden. That's sick. Lilith says, Rocket, I'm hungry. Can you order pizza on your owner's credit card? I'm not even bullshitting right now. I was planning on ordering pizza after this live stream. Get out of my head, Lilith. How did that happen? You're communicating through Rocket. I don't know where he went right now. He's too good for this live stream. He thinks we're talking about poser shit, but... Wait, you're serious? Well, I'm checking out that album because that sounds dope. Mr. Girl says, indeed, I'm angered. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, let's jump to the Linkin Park subject. Anyway, Hell's Heroes, cool. I'd like to go. We'll check it out, see if we can. Jumping to more extreme metal news, Linkin Park made a very strange decision this last week. Yeah. There's been rumors for a while that Linkin Park were going to get back together with some new singer. Some outlets were saying it was some female singer. Some outlets were saying it's the singer for Sum 41. Some outlets were saying that it's me, and I hate to deny those rumors. I'm not going to join Linkin Park. They're just not brutal enough. I'm sorry. But Linkin Park's doing something. They made a mysterious announcement where they just posted, what was it, a timer? That it was counting down from 100 hours down. No one knew it was going to happen, but everyone thought, like, is it going to be a music video? Is it going to be an announcement, a new song? What's going to happen? And I looked at it. I had it pulled up because they're one of the biggest bands, like ever, maybe? When I was just realizing what music was, they were one of the biggest bands out. So it's obviously a big deal when a band does something like that. The timer counts down. The last 5 minutes, I have it pulled up, ready to check it out. And it counts down to 0. And the timer stops and kind of glitches for a second. And then it starts counting up. Just ominously, with no indication of what it's going to or anything. And then there was no update, not only that day, but the next several days. I don't know if there even has been an update since then. Very strange thing. I think the clock did make another sign at 9:05 because the word is that tomorrow, I guess, Linkin Park will be doing something, some type of announcement, some type of thing here, whatever. No matter what they're doing, what a fucking dumb idea for an announcement. I was not big on how Linkin Park was with their fans and everything. I don't know how much of trolls they were, but yeah, I saw people saying, "Oh, it's the band trolling." Ha. What a crazy, bizarre thing. And I'm just like, that's fucking stupid. You had the world, a lot of people all aimed in right then at that time, obviously. It kind of just makes sense that you would announce something then. I understand wanting to play with people's expectations, I guess, but that just seemed like a really fucking stupid way to do that, especially with no hint of what it's even going to. Because there were a ton of people sitting there like, oh shit, something's coming. And then it's like, okay. And then people waited all day for several days. And now whenever they do announce something tomorrow, I guess, it'll kind of be people hearing about it and then checking rather than everyone at the same time. I know they know this. This doesn't have to be explained. This is like talking to kindergarten kids and being like, 1 + 1 is 2. But what a dumb strategy. Not all promotional strategies are smart. Not all marketing strategies are smart. Let's put it. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, what do you guys think of the situation? I saw someone here in the comments was saying that they were there for both countdowns, wasting their fucking time, which I feel bad about. I don't know. As for Linkin Park coming back, just in general, because it definitely seems like that's what's going to happen. I was joking it'd be really funny if after this they just announced new singles album or reissue or 20th anniversary of this album. That's all they had. It would be neat, I guess. It really depends on the singer. This actually does go into a good conversation because everyone's talking about who it could be. And a bunch of different musicians throughout the last, I think, couple months, couple days, released covers of Linkin Park songs. Like Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm released a cover. The Sum 41 guy, I think, did one before. I don't know if that was recent or not, but I've seen a lot of these videos pretending to do breaking news and really just saying their theories of who they think it's going to be. And I noticed that with a lot of these covers I was watching, many of these singers were doing a more operatic style of singing for Chester's part, which doesn't work. He's much more was a screamer. Even when he was doing the more clean kind of emotional stuff, it still had this kind of like soaring raspiness. It wasn't like wavy. It wasn't going in motions. It was more just like, bah! Not even that extreme, but you know what I mean. I hope I'm explaining this well. I don't know. I saw a lot of people throwing theories out there. I'm like, I mean, it doesn't mean they won't do it, but I don't think a lot of them would be good choices. Chester hologram, that would be fucked up. They probably didn't finish their new music video in time. That would be really funny if they were planning on releasing something right then, and they're just like, "Fuck, it's not ready yet." Like, just flip it. Countdown to Linkin Park NFTs. That would be horrible. That would, no, just no. Alex says, I feel like Chester dying got them bigger than they were. Don't get me wrong. I like Linkin Park. I almost said Limp Bizkit. Don't get me wrong. I like Linkin Park, but I also barely care about any after Hybrid Theory. Oh, I think a lot of people are that way. I don't know. I don't think they got bigger after he passed. I think they were like tremendously huge for quite a long time. I get what you're saying, though. Definitely, when someone passes, there's that like kind of resurgence of fans and popularity for a minute. But I feel like they were always, for a lot of their career, on a very high trajectory. I was never a Linkin Park fan, so they could hire Corey Feldman for all I care. That would be interesting. Picture that happening. Who do I think would be a good replacement for Chester? Fuck. I gotta ponder that. I mean, I know a lot. I know of a lot more extreme metal people, so it's hard to kind of go there and be like, yeah, that person would be good for Linkin Park. Trying to think of what it even. I don't know. The hologram. Do the hologram. People in chat are saying Chris Barnes. Yep. I think Chris Barnes should be the new singer for Linkin Park. They come out and start playing the song Crawling, and he's just like, what a story. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Linkin Park. I might make a video on it. I might not. Depends what happens. Another exciting metal news, something that I never thought I would say. Wintersun has released Time 2, or as it's also known as Finnish Democracy. This album has been in the works literally since I was in middle school. I haven't listened to it yet. I was gonna play it before this, but I was working on my next video. But pretty soon I will sit down, listen to the whole thing. I'm gonna be honest here. I was never that big on Wintersun. Like, I thought they were cool. I enjoyed it. I've seen them live a bunch of times, and they're definitely talented and good. But I was never part of the whole like, oh my god. So Time 2 was always more of a meme for me and not something that I was like sitting around really hoping for. So it coming out was kind of mind-blowing at all. That said, what do you guys think if anyone's listened to it? I haven't heard it yet. Let me know what you think. I will definitely listen to it, and I feel like I could do a video on that. It'd be funny. Sauna 2. That's a good name for it. Jomo says it better be a masterpiece to take that long. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I checked, and it's a 48-minute long album. Like, that better be a 48-minute long full-body orgasm. Like, nothing is worth that much time. It better literally be the fucking greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. Josh L says, Wintersun reminds me of the MySpace days. Exactly. People were talking about this album back on MySpace. Yeah. Some of you have kids who've grown up in that time. It's not an exaggeration to say that there are a lot of metal fans who got into Wintersun and were excited for Time 2 and died before it ended up coming out because it took so fucking long. I mean, yeah, when did this come out? Or when was this started? Let's pull up Wintersun Time to release this fucking album. Where I feel like there's just a Wikipedia page of the show. When did he start working on this album? It was something stupid, like 2010 or so. Wintersun Time 2 start date. That's what I'm typing in. The last, or no, that wasn't their last album, but Time 1 came out in 2012. Jesus Christ. Damn, I don't know. It's about Time 2. Time 2 is awesome, someone says. First actual review. I would hope so. I've listened to one song from them. That's where it stops for me. Damn. I'm not even that like strict on them at all. It certainly took a lot of time to make. Ha ha ha. I get the joke, but I hope it's good. We'll see. I will sit down and check it out later. It's kind of just fucking ridiculous how long it took. Here, there's an article. If this shit could actually open, that would be nice. God damn. All right. This metal injection article says Wintersun began recording both Time 1 and Time 2 all the way back in 2006. Time 1 eventually saw the light of day in 2012, and Time 2 is finally getting released this year. I don't think like a lot of work was started on Time 2 in 2006, but like that was when it was first mentioned, you know? And then oh wait, Jesus Christ, this is an interview with one of the members. Everything you hear on Time 2, at least for the drums, is what he recorded all the way back in 2000. Are you fucking serious? Never mind. I'm sorry, I'm just blown away. I knew like how long this album was taking, but I didn't know it was like that much of. The drum parts are the same as what we recorded in 2006. I recorded the drums for Time 1 and Time 2 in 4 days because originally it was supposed to be titled Time and not split into two sections. Later, the record label wanted to split it into two albums because it was a bit too long. First part came out in 2012, so it's already been over 10 years since the release of that album already. 2006. What the fuck? Drums recorded during the Bush administration. That is a hell of a way to put that. That's a great way to put it in a perspective for me. Jesus fucking Christ. I fucking graduated college in 2006. I graduated high school in 2010. And Jesus fucking Christ, that's ridiculous. Sorry, I'm catching up on the comments. I was in elementary still. I was in Normandy back then. I rode dinosaurs back in those days. When Time 2 was first announced, the president was Abraham Lincoln. That's crazy. Well, yeah, that's all there is to say about it besides how they raised a fucking dumbass amount of money for it. People never thought it would come out. Even the guitarist somewhere in this interview said that they thought they were joking when they said it would come out. That's strange. I mean, yeah. Where were you in 2006 when Time 2 was announced? Wintersun had been playing The Way of the Fire live long before Time 2 was even finished, and that song is great. If the entire album isn't as good, I'm going to be mad. Yeah, I'd hope so. Time 3 coming out in 2050. I think that's being generous, honestly. Time 2 will come out when everyone has colonized Mars. Yeah. Besides that, I don't know what else is there. Damn. I got through all the topics way fucking quicker than I thought I would. I just missed you guys. It'd been so long that I was eager to get on here and chat with everyone. Hank Hill says, bro, the Wii came out in 2006. How do they even use the same drum parts? Like, you would think with just new technology, you'd want to just do it over. I don't know. That shit's crazy. What else is there? Shit, I didn't think this would go so quickly. I had Metal Injection here. What news is there to talk about? Is there any fun topics I should cover? My next video. So, not the last video on Limp Bizkit. The one before that was the 12 best movies for metalheads. And to my honest surprise, I got a lot of comments from people being like, bro, how did you not put Lords of Chaos on here? Have you seen this movie, Lords of Chaos? It's so metal. It needs to be on here. Like, what the fuck, bro? And that made me laugh really hard. My friend who was just visiting is a big black metal fan who we grew up knowing the story of Mayhem and Burzum and everything. And we watched Lords of Chaos together. And oh my god, it's getting its own video because it's an utter fucking piece of shit. Oh my god. I saw it when it came out. I remembered how bad it was. And seeing it now with these better, more mature perspective, I think, of especially on filmmaking itself, is like, holy shit, this is such a bad fucking movie. So I'm going to make a video just eviscerating the shit out of that garbage. That will be next. I'm going to do my best to get that video uploaded tomorrow. But yeah, Black Metal The Room is exactly what it was. Is that the one with the youngest Culkin? I believe so. I don't keep track of the Culkins, but it's one of them. And he plays Euronymous, the evil black metal Norwegian guy, and he plays him just speaking like this, like, I am Euronymous, and we play true Norwegian black metal. We're evil. He really talks like that. It's like a bunch of skater kids from Venice Beach just tried to make a story about black metal. It's fucking stupid. They picked the worst actor to play Varg. Yeah. About halfway through the movie, when Varg was showing up in it more, me and my friend turned to each other and we were like, oh, this is a parody movie. It's making fun of them. Once you realize that it's not trying to be actually accurate, it's not trying to depict the actual story, it's making fun of them all. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. And it was slightly more enjoyable that way. It was made by someone who fucking hates Varg, especially, but seemingly just the black metal scene in general. Every time they do the cringe, we take one shot, you would die. I hope you're not American, because we do not have good enough healthcare for you to do that. That's a death sentence right there. Varga's hella cringe. It's comedy. Yeah, dude, it was so bad. That fucking chocolate milk scene. I'm going to put this in the video. I'm going to take that part where he stops murdering someone to drink chocolate milk slowly. And I'm going to put like a Nesquik logo pop up in it and be like, make sure you keep up your protein and your calcium intake when you're murdering people. The most unrealistic part is the Euronymous sex scene. I thought that too, honestly. That's going in the video. I'm stealing that joke. Oh my god. That was hilarious. Yeah. That's the thing. That's what I was saying to my friend, was that I don't particularly care about any of the people in that movie that much. Did my camera get all weird? Hang on, I'm trying to fix the lighting. Yeah. I don't really give a fuck about Euronymous or Varg, or there's a lot of people who like choose sides and be like, Varg's a fucking pussy, or like Euronymous was a lame ass. And I'm like, I don't care about either of them really. So I'm down with not portraying them as like super evil, like demon figures that live in the shadows, and actually showing how they were and how silly it could be. But this was over the top. This was too extreme with like, you're just making them into complete embarrassing cucks. It was so funny. And just inaccurate. It was made badly. The acting is fucking dog shit. That scene when Euronymous is getting stabbed and he's like, "What? Why are you stabbing me? Hang on, man. Let's stop and have a full conversation calmly while you're spilling my guts out." This is gonna be a fun video. I'm excited to make this. Do I have anything else I want to comment on that now, or dive in the video of how stupid it is? Yeah, I get if people watch it and enjoy it exactly as that, as making fun of it. I understand that, but I feel bad that a bunch of people probably discovered mayhem and black metal through that movie, and they're like, "Oh, it's such a badass like film," and you're just like, "This is trash." To quote my YouTuber friend Atreus, "It's trash." What about Dead? Now that you bring that up, I did say to my friend, I thought the actor who played Dead did look quite a bit like him. I don't know if necessarily acted like him. He also had kind of a Californian accent, but just looking like him, I thought they did pretty good with that part. And then the one scene in the movie that I thought was well executed, pun intended, is when Faust, people get mad at me for saying his name wrong, the Emperor Drummer, who stabbed the gay guy in the forest. That was one of the only scenes in the movies that actually felt like it was depicted sort of realistically. The actor playing the gay guy who's dying was a pretty good actor. I thought he was conveying being murdered pretty well. That was the only part where I was like, as looking at this from a filmmaking perspective, this is the only scene that I feel like actually is somewhat well done. All the rest of the movies is trash. Director defended the movie because it starts off saying this movie is based on truth and lies. Yeah, right at the beginning, mostly lies. It's based on truth and lies, so we have the liberty to do whatever we want, but we're going to call it the same band name and the same band members. Okay. Movie was not true black metal. No. Corey Feldman and Fred Durst is more true black metal than Lords of Bullshit. Good God, are you serious? People absolutely found black metal through the movie. There's TikTok, Varg, and Euronymous Stan accounts. That's terrible. I hate the future. Ugh. I'm gonna put this in my video. That Lords of Chaos book, at least when I was getting into metal, that was viewed as like, it's so evil and cool, and tells you about like the most extreme of metal, and only the most like metal people have that book. And then eventually we all got it and read parts of it, and then we were like, this is stupid. This is a terrible book. The whole community was a bunch of D&D nerds trying to be edgelords. There's a lot of it, to be honest. That's what I was joking about. We were saying how, yeah, growing up with the whole mythos of black metal, and you would see the album covers of like Transylvanian Hunger and shit, and be like, oh, it's so evil. You think this is like a literal demon that just like came out of this shadow. And viewing it now as just like, a kid with his friends with a really piece of shit camera, standing there in his stupid ass cape with like his clown makeup. The movie Heavy Trip did a pretty good job at making fun of that. That's a good way to put it, actually. Heavy Trip is a fictional film about a fictional metal band, but I thought it did a better job at making fun of silly aspects of metal while not making it come off as just completely stupid and like mocking it in a way. Um, People who've seen it hopefully know what I mean, but Heavy Trip, when it would make metal head jokes like that, it was more kind of like, haha, yeah, that is how we would do. And Lords of Chaos was more like, was some kid who thought he was cool, some kid who thought he was cool in high school, wanted to know what like the most evil, scary people listen to, and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a movie on that, bro." It comes off like that. Metalheads treated the book Lords of Chaos like the anarchist cook. Like they really did. That's a good way to put that. They really did. And it's not. It's just trash. Um, I just worked a giant puppet skull at Gen Con. That's cool. The D&D to metal pipeline is real. Oh yeah, you just see metal people at all the nerd conventions. I've been to Comic Con and a couple of other conventions and stuff like that. Yep, they're everywhere, which is awesome. God wants to apologize for Limp Bizkit. That's not possible because Frederick of the Durst Esquire is a patron saint. So how can God apologize for one of his own? You're right there, and Velma. God does want to apologize for Velma, so you're half right. Heavy Trip is one of the few metal movies to portray schizophrenia correctly. That's an interesting way of putting that. Because I definitely know, yeah, that character you're talking about. Um, yeah, I kind of didn't look at it like that, but that's a good point because they don't really mock that character in any way or anything. They turn him into like a member of it and awesome part of the band. Interesting perspective. Yeah, I recommend Heavy Trip, and they have a sequel coming out. The Church of the Durst. How did I not think of that when I was making my video? I'm coming up with all the good lines and all. I made a good little rap at the end. I did not even think of Church of the Durst. God damn it. That was brilliant. uh yeah. Friendliness is next to godliness, as I said in my video. Do you have anything else we should cover here before bouncing out real quick? This Sunday, I'm going to continue and hopefully beat Brutal Legend. I'll be doing live stream. Sorry, I got distracted by Josh L's comment. You need to hold live streams for video brainstorming sessions now. That's not a bad idea. I definitely want to figure out and how to schedule doing more live streams, doing more videos, being more on top of my shit. I definitely not even hold myself back, but like making content can take a lot of time. I'm not going to say it's hard. I'm going to say it takes a lot of time. And I need to find ways to reduce that. Help me, magic AI gods. Help me, Tom Cruise. Wait, what the fuck? YouTube recommended me today the song Raised by Owls, the dark and twisted realm in which Fred Durst resides. Is that a real thing? I keep hearing you guys are mentioning stuff. I'm like, that can't be real. I'm like, apparently it's real. Interesting. As a schizophrenic, stuffing the earbuds in and blasting the obituary will always calm me down so much that it's in my rap plan. That's sick. I think that's really cool. I've had experiences with people who suffered from schizophrenia. And I have nothing but tremendous respect for anyone who has it and can manage it and deals with it like that, like you seem to. What a fucking awesome medicine that is, too. Have you told Obituary that? Because I feel like they might appreciate it. That's cool. I can totally understand that. That was a great scene, too. I know what you're talking about when the dude's freaking out and they put the headphones on him like that. That's cool. Chippo says, Deathgasm is also getting a sequel. It's almost done. So a lot of people are wondering why I didn't put Deathgasm on my list. And the only reason is because I haven't seen it. If I watch it and it's fucking amazing, then I'll probably make a video just on that and be like, I was wrong. Delete that video and just watch this one. Oh, yeah, let's cover that before getting out of here. Fire in the Mountains is back for all my fellow underground cult people. Let me pull that up. So this festival called Fire in the Mountains, I found out about it pretty recently, actually. It's an American festival that's out in the nature and very much is about respecting nature, which is really cool to me. And we're like right as I found out about it and ended up, would you say getting canceled or not being allowed to take place where it normally would, and people didn't know was going to happen to it? Well, it's back, which is awesome, but it has some interesting rules, I guess. Let me pull that up. It has some rules that will deter a lot of people. But I'm going to be honest, I don't completely hate the reason for it, but let's go into it. Fire in the Mountains at Red Eagle Campground in Blackfeet Nation, July 25th, 27th, 2025. This is straight on tribe territory, as I understand it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know everything about this area, but that's from what I understand it. This is a place of some different law enforcement. But they haven't announced any bands yet. They usually get a lot of more kind of like atmospheric black metal, more folky. They had Enslaved play. They had bands like that where you would go out into the fjords while taking shrooms and think about your Viking ancestors while swinging your kilt over your head. Now, Fire in the Mountains 2025 at the Red Eagle Campground in the Blackfeet Nation will be an event without alcohol. Pause. I'm going to let the chat just go over that for a minute before we dig into the details. What do you guys think of that right off the bat? Would you go to a metal festival without alcohol? Matt Griffin with the correct answer immediately. Took no time to think on that. Yep, if you want to come be metal here out in nature, no drinking on the Blackfeet land. I think. Well, let's get into it. I'm not going to talk out of my ass here. This decision was made with respect to the wishes of our host and to unify under the banner of suicide prevention and mental health. And it is a decision we are deeply aligned. I thought I was going to say that we deeply regret. It's a decision that we are deeply aligned with. My apologies for being an asshole. So yeah, I don't believe that it's the festival organizers necessarily being like, hey, we just don't want you guys to drink because fuck you. It's something enforced by the Blackfeet Nation. I really want to make a joke, but I don't know if I can. I thought a lot of people on reservations drink a lot. That's all I was getting to. So, but maybe they don't. I don't know. I don't know shit about what I'm talking about here. Our aims have always been to build an event that places value on music, nature, and connection above all else, and to have a positive impact in the community that has welcomed us. We stand behind the decision of our Blackfeet partners that all of these aims can be obtained without the presence of alcohol. A lot of people will say that's a controversial statement. Our intention is not to alienate the members of our community that have healthy relationships with alcohol, of which there are many. Rather, our goal is to elevate and amplify this experience, to celebrate reasons to be alive through clear intentions, and to celebrate life as we bang our heads and dance together to the cathartic beat of heavy music. I'm sure no one out there will be on any type of stimulants whatsoever. Anyway, so now that you have the reasoning for it, what does everyone think about it? Matt Griffin knows what's up. I look at the comments, just peyote. Here's something that will be a major surprise to a lot of people watching this. When I meet people at concerts, I have a lot of people ask if they can buy me a drink. Surprise, surprise. I don't drink, actually. I don't drink anymore. I used to be a really heavy drinker for quite a long time. I haven't drinking any alcohol in about 2 years, I think, maybe a little bit more. I honestly didn't really pay attention that much, but I don't drink anymore anyway. So just for me personally, that doesn't change anything, but it's definitely a weird thing that obviously is going to alienate a lot of people. I know a lot of people probably wouldn't even consider going to any type of metal show without alcohol. I think the reason for it, I think, is understandable. It's for a good point. It's for a good cause, for suicide prevention. I'm going to say the actual word, even if YouTube doesn't like it, because trying to make this is a random tangent, trying to make a real, honest, serious video about that and being like, oh, they self-deleted. You sound like a fucking idiot. Just say suicide. Self-deleted. They're not a file. Anyway, I think it's a good cause. For sure. And especially if that's just the rule of their land, I can understand and respect that a lot more. It's not like they're going to a big public venue and just saying like, hey, we decided no drinking. That doesn't mean you really have to be cool with it and agree with it. I definitely understand if that puts people off from wanting to go. Josh, I can't stand the term I'm alive. Yeah, exactly. Just shut up, you stupid fucking moron. That's a whole nother rant to go on, but yeah. Anyway, I respect the reason why. I think it's fine for them to do, obviously, especially on their own land that's allowing that. But I also just definitely understand if people would be turned off by that not wanting to go. Hey, if a sober fest ain't your thing, don't go. Plenty of fests, lots of folks in recovery may enjoy this easier than other fests. Yeah, I honestly think of that. And it's not like they're going around trying to enforce it on other places. It's not like they're saying like we're gonna hold lots of tours here and everyone that comes through is not allowed to or whatever. It's just for this event in that land. Like, I understand it. There's plenty of drinking events places. There's weed events places. I get it, is what I'm saying. I also 100% understand people who wouldn't want to go. James says, that's fine. I don't drink at concerts. Want to remember the show, in my opinion. Yeah, I've reached that point. I wanted to be able to go to concerts and not forget that I spent $100 on alcohol. Makes a good motivator. Alcoholism is a severe problem in indigenous communities, so maybe they turn the place dry. Fair enough. Yeah, I can definitely understand that. I didn't make that joke just to be an asshole. That's what I've heard. So maybe that is the situation, which I definitely understand. If anyone is thinking of quitting alcohol or getting sober, I recommend it. The savior of metal says, yeah. Yeah, I passed my drinking days. Isn't that curious how a lot of metalheads are getting that way now? There's that meme going around that's like rock stars in the 80s, and it shows Slash passed out with like a whiskey bottle and probably like a heroin needle next to him. And then it shows like rock stars in 2019. It's like some nerd on his laptop with the fucking just being a dork. Isn't that interesting? Josh L says, I see why it's in place because of the issues with alcoholism on the reservation. Also think Fire in the Mountains is worth being sober for. The prairie is beautiful. I 100% understand that. I'd also understand that if with such a beautiful area and on a reservation like that, you probably just don't want to chance a bunch of drunk people throwing bottles and shit in places. We don't need alcohol at concerts. Rocket put beer on the pizza order. Where is he? He's hiding somewhere. Serve non-alcoholic beer and get around him. Haha. The honest question is, can you do peyote? I feel like that is more fitting. Fuck yeah, recovery is possible. It is. It is. I went through periods of very hard drinking, and I don't recommend it. 2 thumbs down. Also, this Blood Red says, I haven't quit drinking. I just don't drink as much because good beer and good liquor is fucking expensive these days. Yeah. At Tolminator, one complaint I did hear from people was that they thought the price of beer was too much. And the price of beer at Tolminator was €6, which in American inflated money is what, like 7-ish bucks or so. In America, at like the concerts I just went to, one beer is like $17 fucking dollars. Not for a good one. Like for a tall can of crap you could buy at the liquor store. Yeah, that's a big reason to quit drinking, is just how stupid expensive it is. Yep, drinks are off the hook price anyway at shows. Yep, garbage. This was a couple years ago at the Wintersun in Los Angeles. I went to see King Diamond. This was back when I drank. And I ordered a Modelo tall can. And the guy cracks it open and hands it to me and says, that'll be $18. And I wanted to just fucking leave it and walk away. Shit was crazy. Jay Hazard says, dude, I quit drinking about 10 years ago. Congrats. That's awesome. A lot of people are like that now. DJ Epsby? I hope I said that right. I think it's forward thinking. It's refreshing to see organizers prioritizing health and well-being over profit. You can 100% have a great time at a festival without drinking. Yeah. I mean, I totally agree with that. I've been to many festivals without drinking now. It also steers dickheads away. That's true. Although maybe you'll get a bunch of like hardcore straight edge annoying fucks there. Wait, I didn't see this news. All right. Callum Nicholas says, hey, Wyatt, if anyone mentioned this earlier, Bradley Hall has joined Twilight Force as one of the 2 new guitar players. Really? That's funny. Bradley Hall's a really funny YouTuber. I like his videos a lot. He definitely has the personality type to join that band. That's funny. No, I didn't see that at all. That's pretty awesome. $18 for a tall can of beer. That's the average price of an 18-pack. Yep, exactly. I'm not bullshitting. Yep, $18. Fuck that. The festival beer at Tolminator was like €5 for like, I don't know what that number is, but yeah. Which I thought was nothing. And then if you went to the store in Tolman, I think they had beers for like €1. Definitely like $2-3. Euro, I mean, but yep. At Brutal Assault, a good beer is like $4. At the place I went to see Powerwolf with Unleash the Archers, beers were like 15, 17. It's fucking stupid. But that is one, credit to that festival, however you feel about them not allowing drinking there. The festival's definitely not trying to like rip people off with prices or anything in terms of spending that much money on alcohol. So that's cool. Yeah, I think they're doing it for a very respectful reason. And I'm curious to see how it goes. I just know a lot of metalheads won't be happy with that news. How get drunk if it's that expensive? You go to a liquor store where it's much cheaper and you just pound those. Well, that's what so in LA, that's what everyone says is before the show, you go out and pregame. So you get like drinks from the liquor store, wherever, so it's much cheaper. And then you chug all those before you go into the venue. And the point is to save money. But what actually happens is that you get drunk and you don't care. And you start buying really expensive drinks and you get more drunk and pass out. And then you feel like shit and you don't remember the show. And then you go to the Rainbow and you're wasted. And then Glenn Danzig walks in and you're like, hey, we should go talk to Danzig. And then you wake up at home with an extreme hangover and you go, wow, we didn't hang out with Danzig. And then your friend shows you a video of you hanging out with Danzig. That happened. That really happened. Yeah. Everyone falls into that trap. It's about self-control, folks. Or going to places that actually don't charge fucking ridiculous amounts for alcohol. But whether you want to quit alcohol, I would recommend that. But if you don't want to quit alcohol, I'd recommend just not blowing money on fucking dumbass prices. That's advice everyone can go by. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover here. I hope everyone's eager for my Lords of Chaos video. I already started writing it, and I'm about to dive right into that fucking abominable piece of shit. If I'm drunk before I go in the venue, is that like drunk at the airport and trying to be normal? Depends how wild your airport experiences are. Any interest in Hell's Heroes? I covered that at the beginning of this podcast, so if you want to go back on the rewind and watch me cover it more. But yeah, I think it's definitely interesting. I'd like to go. There's lots of cool shit on there I want to check out. I'm amped up for the shit Lords of Chaos video. Oh, that would be a good title. Cringe Lords of Chaos. That would be pretty good. Or we'll have to think of something really stupid. Anyway, that's it for the Wyatt's Metal stream for this week. Catch me on Sunday trying to finish Brutal Legend, killing that bitch. I'm going to make the Lords of Chaos video right now. And I have other videos that I really want to get to, too. I'm trying to hustle and get lots of shit out there. And I got to order pizza for Rocket as well. Take care, everybody. Stay metal. Go listen to Limp Bizkit.